HTML5 introduces the canvas tag, which declares a space on your web page, a blank canvas if you like, that you can draw on with JavaScript. In this exercise, we'll show you how to use the canvas tag to create a simple chart. If you want to follow along, please start by opening the file tpa-chart, which can be found in the Lesson 28 folder. On its own, the canvas tag is just an empty space on a page. To use the canvas area, you first need to create variables that target the canvas element, and to do that, we need to use JavaScript. As with previous exercises, we will add the JavaScript code to the head section of the page just after the closing style tag. To get started, we'll add the script tag. Next, we need to define a function, which in this case we'll call doCanvas. Our next step is to create a series of variables, the first of which looks like this. Here, we are retrieving the Canvas DOM document object model using the getElementById method. The canvas tag creates a fixed size drawing surface that exposes one or more rendering contexts, which are used to create and manipulate the content shown. We expose the rendering context using this line of code. Notice here that we are using a 2D rendering context. Currently, this is the only rendering context defined, but in the future, three-dimensional contexts may be supported. Next, we define a font function for the chart, which looks like this. When creating a bar chart, it is a good idea to create a comment for each of the bars in the chart. Let's do that now. Now we can start defining fill, style, shape, and text labels for each of the chart bars. For the moon, we'll paint the bar red. Next, we'll define the shape for the first of our chart elements, in this case a rectangle. Notice here that we've included 4 values. All the bars require 4 coordinates, an X and Y pair for the upper left corner, and also another pair for the lower right. Next, we'll turn our attention to the text label. In this instance, we're going to make the fill style black. To label the bar moon, we use this line of code. And just as with the bar itself, we're using these X and Y values to position this label. Having successfully created the first bar, we will now add the code that will render the bar for Jupiter. With Jupiter now taken care of, we'll do the same for Mars. Three down and 1 to go. Lastly, let's add the bar chart code for Saturn. As you can see, the code is virtually the same. The only difference is that we're using different values to position the bars and their labels, and of course the names of the planets themselves. Having successfully defined our function, let's now add the closing script tag. Currently, if we were to test this page in the browser, no chart would appear. Why? Well, because we still need to draw the actual image on the canvas. And to do that, we need to trigger our doCanvas function using an event handler. In this case, because we want to draw the chart as soon as the page is loaded, we use the onload event, which we will attach to the body tag. We'll position the cursor before the closing angle bracket and then add the following. So is that it? Can we finally test this in the browser? Not quite. The final task is to insert the canvas tag itself. We'll position the cursor before the closing main content div and then add the canvas markup. If you're wondering, is the canvas tag and associated JavaScript API intended to replace your favorite image editing tool? The answer is no. The canvas tag is intended to handle simple graphic tasks, like generating smooth gradients, and as we have done here, dynamically drawing charts, as well as other elements. Okay, let's save the file and switch to the browser. Here in Firefox, you can now see the canvas tag in action.